You're listening to The Burning Truth. Ladies and gentlemen, dudes and dudettes, I'm your host Matt Burns, and unfortunately this episode has gone live very late compared to our usual scheduled time, which I will have to apologise deeply for, because we have had massive amounts of technical issues. Unfortunately, so the original time when it was scheduled for, I ended up being prior busy at the same time and was having issues with certain technical equipment. Once when we originally stated at 10 o'clock when it was meant to air, we thought we got all the kinks out. Unfortunately, the system decided to pack in and just basically make me restart it. So that is the reason why I've ended up being a lot later than usual. I do apologise for being so late. But with all that's just been stated, shall we get on with the show? Now, one thing I'm just going to get out of the way is, yes, in case anybody may have already heard, seen pictures of and everything, I did return to the wrestling ring on a Friday, which was ironically my birthday at the same time on Friday, which was 29th of June 2018, and I was actually at United Wrestling, which is an old a stomping ground of mine. I've wrestled for multiple times, many years. I had plenty of fun, and what was so interesting is I even got to tag with somebody who I only ever got tagged, I believe, once or twice. I can count on one hand how many times I've tagged with this person, but it was great tagging with him again. Scott Schuyler to go up against Big Sam Spencer and one of my favourite opponents, Charles Kelsey. Now, I'm not going to spoil how it went and whatnot, in case anybody wants to, just in case if anybody wants to see the pictures themselves, find out the results themselves, you can hop onto United Wrestling social media, or even look up on the UK Wrestling Media, as they've got some of the photos up as well. But very action-packed show at United last night. Very fun. Great to be back in wrestling. Who knows? It could possibly be a blog, topic of a blog. Don't hold it against me if there isn't one. But it could be a future blog topic. Returning to the wrestling ring. Now, in current events with wrestling, we've had some interesting news, especially with WWE officially announcing the signing of new talent. We've also got, unfortunately, another passing away, which I will discuss about that shortly, and further details on top of that. But there's also the added topic of someone not being at SummerSlam, which I have to give a heads up. Beware, incoming rant. If it is the same, because it involves the person who needs to be at SummerSlam, if not, needs to be on Raw sooner. And we've also got some wrestling for television. Well, come back, should I say, more likely. But there's also ITV World of Sport release trailer, ahead of return in July, details and whatnot. you know what? That's good enough to start. Start off with the ITV World of Sport releasing the trailer. Now, you know, a lot of people may not have known, you know, that ITV World of Sport has been set to come back, and it's coming back in a big way, because straight away, if I'm not mistaken, they've also released an official trailer on social media with former WWE superstar Wade Barrett can be heard narrating the action. You know, and it's also getting some of the best talents around, you know, around the UK and possibly the globe. But at the same time, there's also been supposed to be offering contracts to several wrestlers to stop them from competing on the show at the same time. Which, if that's the case, that's a bit of a feud between them and whatnot. But if I'm not mistaken, ITV World of Sport Wrestling put the trailer up on their Twitter account stating WOS, wrestling is back, let the games begin. And that's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out, because it's going to showcase a lot of some of the better that Britain has got to offer. But at the same time, WWE have also just done their UK tournament, which was also an absolute knockout. We've also got on Netflix Season 2 of Glow. In case anybody doesn't know what Glow stands for, Glamorous Ladies of Wrestling. I watched the first season myself, thought it was absolutely fantastic, and I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised I haven't seen it yet myself. Yet. Who knows, I could possibly start having a bit of a binge watch straight after this broadcast is finished airing and I am no longer live. Who knows, I could be heading towards watching Glow Season 2 on Netflix. But if anybody's interested, just give it a check out. Absolutely brilliant. Now, in unfortunate news, we have former Tough Enough winner, and I do apologise if I get the person's name wrong, Matt Capitali has passed away at the age of 38. After a valiant 13-year battle with cancer, he passed away. He is a former OVW heavyweight champion, and it's due to possibly after discontinuing treatments for grade 4 glioblastoma multiforme this past May. He is survived by his wife, Lindsay Capitelli, who released the following statements via her personal Facebook account. I've been struggling with what to say, how to say this. I've probably end up rambling, but here goes. Today, my love, my strong, sweet, beautiful love, took his last breath. And I'm not going to go too far in the details. You know, he went home. You know, he's gone home to be with Jesus exactly 1 year after his brain surgery. You think you can be prepared for this when you know it's coming, but you just can't. The only person whose comfort I want now is the one who can't give it to me. I miss him so much. I know where he is now is so much better, but it doesn't change how I miss him. And on behalf of myself, the Burning Truth, and everyone associated with the Burning Truth, I would like to extend the most heartfelt condolences to his family, his friends, and fellow work colleagues. Because, as such, he has been okay. He didn't make it on the main scene of WWE, but he still had my interest, very much so, because I want to see how far he could go, see what was next for him. But as his wife said, he will be missed greatly. Condolences to the family friends and work colleagues. So with that, I'm going to do now a minute silence in regards to his passing. I would say that's about a minute, if not a little bit longer. Deepest regrets and condolences. Nothing but the best and well wishes to family, friends, and work colleagues. Now, back on to WWE. WWE officially announces the signing of Io Shirai. I do apologise if I mispronounced it. I do apologise. But there has been a big, massive announcement in regards to it. She is one of the most decorated women's wrestlers in the world, and is now a new superstar. Announcement was made today at WWE live event at Tokyo. Oh, in Tokyo, where Shirai was introduced to members of the WWE Universe as the newest signee to WWE NXT. Ring veteran of more than 10 years, Shirai has accomplished more than virtually anyone in the modern history of Japanese women's wrestling. Tokyo Sports and National Daily Sports newspaper named her the country's top female grappler in each of the past 3 years. Boasting excitement, technical in-ring style that combines speed, force, Shirai is renowned for her devastating strikes. Suplex is nicknamed the Genius of the Sky. Shirai also packs a wide arsenal of high-flying moves, including an eye-popping Asai moonsault. So, one thing I'm going to be stating is this is going to be very interesting to see how this continues on, and what is going to be the first thing that she's going to aim for as soon as she debuts on WWE NXT. Who knows, she could possibly go try to attempt to become the next WWE NXT Women's Champion. Be an interesting match. Now, incoming rant, and I do apologise for this massive rant, because it's one that's been, I feel like I've done it multiple times in regards to anything to do with Brock Lesnar. The second I mention Brock Lesnar's name, I'm almost spewing, it's almost venom and whatnot, supposedly, but the man hasn't defended his title again, and it's reported, well, supposedly reported, he may be out for SummerSlam, and it's time running out to enter USADA pool. Now, he may not be defending the Universal Championship this year's SummerSlam pay-per-view. This is according to Mike Johnson of PW Insider Elite. I mean that Brock isn't working SummerSlam. We may not see him again until later in the year, which is madness if you think about the belt. I agree with that. Dave Meltzer's Wrestling Observer Newsletter reports that Lesnar has until today to enter into the UFC's USADA pool, according to Wrestling Observer Newsletter. If he doesn't enter the USADA testing pool by the 29th of the 6th. He won't be able to fight the winner of the 7th of the 7th. Strive Munich versus Daniel Cormier heavyweight title match on 12th to 29th, or fight John Jones if somehow they figure out a way to, retain a smidgen of credibility for their drug testing program and somehow give Jones less than 2 years on a positive steroid test. Brian Alvarez took to Wrestling Observer Live and commented that as this junction, no one knows whether Lesnar has entered into the USADA pool, but ounce is on the fighter. In that case, Lesnar to make the announcements. If Lesnar does not enter into the USDA pool by the end of that, he will possibly be unable to compete in the UFC for the remainder of 2018. Now, if he isn't involved with UFC, what are you doing, WWE? I understand a special attraction to Brock Lesnar because he is a beast, he is devastating and whatnot. He was successful in UFC, but if he's not even going to UFC, where is he? What is he doing? If he's unwell, state he's unwell. But not turning up month after month after month, not defending that championship, is absolutely disgusting. And it is. All that mystique, supposedly, you're building up hype. Who's going to beat him? The question is, when's he going to turn up? And as much as he's trying to create that drama about it, is he going to be waiting until next year, Money in the Bank? Is Braun Strowman going to be able to cash in at any point? What happened to the supposed rule where you have to defend your championship belt, WWE? Where is that rule? Non-existent. I think by now it should be coming back if he isn't defending it. Brock should be stripped of it. A tournament be held for the belt, so then we can crown a damn well new WWE Universal Champion and get someone regularly on TV with the belt. Because that belt means jack. It means absolute jack shit. And I apologise for the language, but it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. All Brock's doing is just putting that belt up, doing nothing, and getting paid to represent WWE by doing nothing. It's disgusting, the fact that he's held on to that championship for months. No one seems to be doing anything about it. It's just disappointing, the fact that you've got that situation. You've got yourself backed into a corner where he's either going to UFC, but even he doesn't even know if he's going there. So pull the trigger. Get somebody else as the Universal Champion and stop having this charade continue on, because all it is becoming a mockery. Better yet, tell you what, better plan for you. Drop the Universal Championship, have AJ on both shows, and possibly have Braun try to cash in on AJ. Because at the moment in time, that belt means nothing. apologies for that rant, but I think it needed to be said because it's just not on. It's not on that the fact that he's not defending that title again. Anyway, moving on. Last night I was at the Academy Wrestling, and I will state, fantastic show. Recommend anybody who is interested in going. I also may have done a live review of it. I've been told you can't hear very much, which we do apologise for. Give it, try give it a listen. If you can't hear it, I'm going to give it some test myself. If it is that it's on complete junk, I may have to scrap it and possibly do a show review separately at a later date, which I will apologise in advance for. I wish I could have been able to use the live recording of it, because I think some moments could not have been recaptured from trying to remember it. It was more of the spur of the moment, and there were moments on that night that were shocking, history was even made. But to find out them results, check out Academy Pro Wrestling on their social media, on Facebook and everything, for further details. But I digress. But anyway, I think that's going to be a bit of a wrap up for this week. I have done a bit of a shorter episode than, well, I may have or may not have, I don't know, unfortunately, because depending on when I actually started. Because yes, we did start late, and unfortunately due to technical issues, I don't want to be carrying on this too late, and I will hopefully get an episode out next week. Be it, if it is that I am doing it live, I'll hopefully be back on regular time, 9 o'clock on Sunday, and hopefully be doing a longer episode. But I'll also be at Pro Wrestling for You next Saturday. Giving them a watch and seeing some entertaining matches. So give that a check out. Because Pro Wrestling for You have done some quality shows. Also as well. So I always like to give a shout, because as I've always stated, always check out your local wrestling, and that's going to be a wrap up for topics. But I'm going to have to get my plugs out now, which is, please check out the UKWM, also known as the UK WrestleMedia. JG Printing and Stitching, always do fantastic work. Changes, Health and Wellbeing, please check on this website and whatnot. But which I'll be giving details on how to find the actual website. If either through the web, through the Burning Truth website and whatnot. You never know, because on the Changes website, it could have information that could actually help yourself or somebody you may know. You never know. Check out Team 4 Star, The New Breed, which is a great band, another band as well. Camans, who have also been on, I believe, BBC Stoke Introduction, as it states on their social media. Fantastic. Botchamania as always. And I also recommend you check out Barely Average Studios, which is a YouTube channel that does gaming reviews. And I also recommend you check out all social media, on social media for local shows. For example, United Wrestling. Check out their Facebook, because they're always giving out free tickets on there. Check out the Academy Pro Wrestling, Wolfram Pro Wrestling, Pro Wrestling for You. I recommend you check out all local wrestling, because you never know. You could end up finding great ways to get some free family tickets, free entries, and also, or if necessary, you can also find out when your favourite wrestlers are also going to be either debuting, returning, what matches are going to be on. That's the best place to find us. But the last thing to plug is the Burning Truth website, which is www.theburningtruth, wrestlingforthewalluk.com, where you probably listen. You can either be listening to us live, past broadcast, interviews, show reviews, merchandise on there where you can get snazzy t-shirts and mugs, blogs, which I'll hopefully be getting, which I'll either be posting on there myself, and also we've got somebody else possibly making a debut on there as well. Contact page if you want to get in touch with us, and a links page for all the plugs that I've just for most of the plugs that I've mentioned, if not less or more. But I also recommend you check out our social media, which we are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, but on Twitter we are known as Wrestling Fourth Wall. Well, WRESLING Fourth Wall, and Instagram. So with that, that's going to be a wrap up for this week's episode. Stay well, stay safe. I'll hopefully catch you next week, and as always, check out your local wrestling.